Well, good morning, everybody. This is Mark Ittleman, speech-language pathologist, and welcome to the teaching of talking, and welcome to our class. Our class is about helping people learn about aphasia and the ways that we go about helping people speak better. And I see Joe Bourne, and I see Kellyanne and Diana. Boy, there have been a number of you who've really been on the call consistently since we first started earlier this month. And today we're going to be speaking about voice difficulties and the way that the voice sounds and the way the voice can change after aphasia. Now we're going to speak for probably about 15 minutes about the voice and teach you about some just basic fundamentals about the voice that you need to know if you have a concern about the voice and aphasia. After that, I'm going to leave about 45 minutes to you if you have any questions or concerns, or you'd like maybe some advice, or you want to sing our praises or criticize us, whatever you want to do. We're open to inviting you onto the call. So today we're going to talk about the voice. I love the voice. The voice is where your personality is. You listen to somebody talking, you listen to their voice, and the voice just kind of is either strong or it's weak. You can tell a lot about a person. But now, when a person has a stroke or aphasia, we know it affects two areas. It affects The aphasia affects the language, and those are the words you use. Those are the word choices you use. That's the way that you construct a phrase or a sentence. Hey, Marcy, great to see you. So that's the aphasia is the language part, and the language part deals with the expression of speech. And it also deals with the expression of language with your writing. And it also deals with your understanding of what other people are saying. And it also relates to your reading ability. So aphasia can affect all of those things, but we're not going to be talking as much about aphasia right now as we are about the speaking voice. Now, many of you have been on the call for the last couple of calls. We've been talking about motor speech difficulties. And we know that when a person has a stroke, it affects the motor in the body. Quite often the arm is affected, the hand is affected, the legs are affected, the feet are affected, and they're weak. So you can have weakness. Well, what happens is the tongue gets weak. The tongue is also a part of the body. The tongue gets weak, the throat gets weak, swallowing gets weak, as well as the voice. The voice depends on the vibration of the vocal cords. Now, if you have a weakness, a motor weakness, then maybe one of those vocal cords isn't going to work as well. And maybe one of those vocal cords is not going to close off completely to formulate a good sounding voice. So anytime you have a weakness in the body on the right side or the left side, or a generalized weakness, it's going to also probably show up in the speaking voice and the tongue. So you might have slurred speech. You might have difficulty swallowing. And you know something? People who have a breathy voice or a hoarse voice after aphasia, that usually goes along with swallowing difficulties. Man, I've worked with tons of swallowing difficulties, and it seems like the people who have swallowing difficulties also have voice difficulties. Not in all cases, but if you figure, remember when we talked about swallowing difficulties, when we breathe, the vocal cords are open. And when we swallow, the vocal cords come together and seal over the airway. And when we speak, the vocal cords come together and they vibrate like this. Now, if you've got weakness, one of those cords might kind of bow. And when a person attempts to speak, the vocal cords may work more slowly, and the voice may lower in pitch, and the voice may become more hoarse or breathy. So there are a number of things that occur with a voice difficulty. And it is caused, remember, by the fact that the vocal cords are supposed to come together, and if there's weakness on one side of the body, chances are one of the vocal cords may also be weak, and that's not going to move as fast, it's not going to move as well, and it may not, that side where the weakness is, it may not come over completely to close off with the other vocal cord, so there's going to be air escape, you see? All right, so how can you tell if a person has a voice difficulty? Well, their pitch may be abnormal. The quality of their voice may sound different. They might sound breathy, or they might sound hoarse, or they might sound nasal, or they may have what we call a vocal stutter, where when they go to speak, the voice kind of trembles, and they might have a vocal stutter where it almost sounds like the voice is stuttering. And so these go hand in hand with swallowing difficulties. But remember that one of the first signs of a voice problem following a stroke or aphasia is breathiness or hoarseness. Now, what the speech pathologist has always been trained to do, and is always a very prudent thing to do, is that if the voice is abnormal, if the voice is different, then the speech pathologist evaluates the voice, and he or she can determine what is behind it. Maybe it's a lack of breath pressure. Maybe the person isn't exerting enough air behind the vocal cords, which frequently happens. You have a person who has a stroke and is in the hospital and is weak. They don't have much oomph, if you know what I mean. Sometimes they don't have enough breath support to make the vocal cords come together real well to produce a good voice. So what happens is the voice becomes hoarse or breathy. And that's something that you always want an ear, nose, and throat specialist. Hey, Alejandro, good to see you. Hey, Sherry, good to see you. You always want to have an ear, nose, and throat specialist whenever there's a problem with the voice. Now, I want everybody to really get this and put this in your head, that whenever there's a problem with the voice, the ENT is the person that should also evaluate what's going on in the larynx. Because what do we know? We know that hoarseness, breathiness, is one of the first signs of growth or cancer. It's one of the warning signs, is breathiness or hoarseness. So you don't want to mess around. Even if a person does have a motor speech difficulty, even if a person has aphasia, you don't want to mess around. When the person is strong enough, they should be seen by an ear, nose, and throat specialist. And quite often, a speech pathologist works hand in hand with the ear, nose, and throat specialist, and they kind of coordinate treatment so that we get a good, satisfactory return to the voice. And so I'm going to give you just one quick example, and then we're going to answer questions. Like we've said before, when it comes to aphasia, or when it comes to swallowing difficulties, you want to make sure that you don't see just any speech therapist. Hi, Sherry. you always want to make sure that when you go and get treatment, that you question about the background and the credentials of that speech therapist. There are some speech therapists that have little experience with the voice. Not all speech therapists have a lot of experience with the voice. And you want to make sure that the person who you're going to be working with has experience with the voice. It's just like anything else. Same thing with dysphagia, same thing with swallowing problems. Always make sure that you find out how much experience and training that therapist has had in terms of swallowing, aphasia, or voice difficulties. So to summarize, before taking your questions, a voice difficulty is usually the result of a weakness in the motor of speech. Not always, but especially in people who've had a stroke. People who've had a stroke have motor weakness. It's going to affect the facial muscles. It's going to affect the lip and the lip closure, and sometimes you have a droop. Sometimes the tongue has an apraxia because the tongue can't move accurately and easily. And swallowing problems can occur because there's a weakness. The vocal cords don't completely close over the airway. And finally, voice difficulties because the vocal cords, one of them or both of them, is weak and can't seem to get closure when you go to produce a voice. And that may be because of weakness, or it may be because the individual who had a stroke or aphasia may be weak, and it may be soon after the stroke, and just doesn't have enough oomph to really push the voice so that it sounds good and loud and clear. So anytime you have nasality, anytime you have a voice that's real weak, you can hardly hear it. Anytime you have a voice that's hoarse, anytime you have a voice that just doesn't sound right, or there's a vocal stutter, you want to make sure that you work with a speech pathologist who has experience, and almost always in all cases of voice difficulties, be seen by an ear, nose, and throat specialist so that the real reason for the vocal weakness is ruled out. Okay, so that's the little ditty on voice. And so we're going to be sharing with you now, and we hope that we can teach you a few things and answer your questions. So I'm going to, if you'd like to speak with us, there should be a little green button somewhere on your screen. Make sure that you're on a tablet or a cell phone, and in the Facebook Live, there should be a small green light that will invite you onto the call. Hey, Melody. Hey, Wendy. And we'll answer your questions. So I'm going to first open it up. And here we have a guest request. And we have Alejandro, and we have Malka, and we have Helen, and we have Lynn, and we have Melody. And these are the viewers, Joe Bourne and Margie and Lisa, and Jeff is on the call. So let's see who would like to be on the call. Let's see. How about, well, let's try Lynn. Lynn tried to get on last night, and I'm going to try and bring the call again. And we're going to see if Lynn can come on. She's got to be in horizontal position. Got to have good bandwidth. So it says that we're adding you to the call, and we hope that you'll join us and interact with us because we're going to answer your questions. So we'll wait about another 5 or 10 seconds while we answer your questions and share with you any information that we think would be helpful. And Melody is on the call, and Anton is on the call. Nice to see you, Anton. Nice to see you, Melody. Nice to see all Marcy and gosh, we've got some great people on the call. Wendy and Sherry. So, Lynn, I don't know what it is. There's something with your line, something with your phone that's preventing you to come on. So I'm going to go to the next person. And so we're going to see, let's see. Oh, I'm going to invite Melody onto the call. Let's see if Melody will come onto the call. And let's see if Melody can come on. She's very active in the field of aphasia and the field of speaking difficulties, and she helps those with aphasia also. And we're inviting her on and seeing if she'll come up on the call. So Melody, nope, she's not going to be able to make it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite Helen. And then we'll come back for Melody. I tried getting Melody just a second ago, and it didn't go through. But we'll try again in a few minutes. Let's try Helen. There she is again.
Hello.
Yeah. So what's going on, Helen?
I'm trying to stay awake. It's nearly 11 o'clock here.
Oh, my goodness gracious. So share with us what you're learning so far and what you're doing with your husband who's got aphasia.
I learned today that I really, really need him to be able to say his name and his date of birth, because our power company wouldn't speak to me today because I'm not on I wasn't authorized, and I needed to talk to them. So he laughed, but we've agreed that's the first thing that we're really going to work on, apart from do you want breakfast?
Okay, good. And so have you tried it with him yet, working on his name?
I know he can say his first name.
Okay.
With no trouble at all. And sometimes he can say his date of birth, but it's not consistent. So that's what we need to work on.
Okay. You want some advice on that?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I would do is I would take a piece of 8x10 paper and print out his first name. Okay?
Yes.
And then what you do is you hold that up in front of him and you say, what's his name again? John, isn't it?
No, Alwyn.
Alwyn,
yeah.
Alwyn.
Yes.
Is that an E or an A?
An A.
Okay.
A.
So that's Alwyn. Okay.
Yes.
So what I want you to do is take an 8x10 piece of paper, okay, and write Alwyn. And then hold it up in front of him and say Alwyn. And chances are he'll probably say it easier if he hears his name and he sees it printed in large print. Okay?
Okay. Yes.
Then on the next piece of paper, you have his last name. Don't try to do both at the same time. Try to do them each separately, because it sounds like if I remember correctly, he's pretty good at the single word level, but breaks down with more than that. Okay, so then his last name, have that on a piece of paper and practice that. Is your name, let's see, your last name again is?
Maxwell.
So you can say, or you can say, can you say Maxwell? Just that.
All right.
Then the next piece of paper, the month of his birth. What's the month of his birth?
August.
Oh, Great month.
He had a
Great.
stroke on his birthday
Oh,
a year ago.
okay. So then you have the word August printed out in large black letters. Holding it up
Okay.
in front of him, say August.
Yes.
Then the date. It's August what?
8th.
Okay. Then you have a big picture of an 8.
He can usually say the 8th of the 8th, but there's been another occasion where he said it perfectly, but the lady on the phone didn't hear it and he couldn't do it the next time.
Okay. So you want to be with him and cue him if necessary.
Yeah. Yes.
You want to be sitting like right across from him. If he's here, you want to be right in his eyesight, right in front of him. Okay. So if he has trouble with that 8, then you hold up the 8 and you go. You go.
Cool.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Now, what year was he born in?
51.
Okay. So and then you just have a 51. You don't need the 19. Just put 51 and practice before he makes the call. You make the call. Practice it a number of times. Write 51 on a piece of paper. Sit directly in front of him like you and I are right now, but we're not 3 feet apart. We're
a long way.
a long way because you're in Australia. My goodness gracious. Okay.
I am on the East Coast stuff.
So you have that 51. All right. Practice that. His first name on a separate piece of paper, last name on a separate piece of paper, month of his birth on a different piece of paper, etc., etc., etc. Big letters. Practice it, make the call, and get that power company to do whatever is necessary.
Yeah.
All right?
Yes,
Will that help?
It will help a lot.
Okay, great. Okay, so I will hopefully see you on the call tomorrow and the next day. You've been a loyal person in the class, and we're gonna have to give you a special medal to wear. Okay. We'll see you soon. Bye bye now.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Okay. Now, Sheree Patterson, I know you've been trying to get a hold of me, and what we can do is if you want to, we'll set up a call. Call me after the Facebook Live is over. Call me, and if you have a question, I'll answer it there because I can't answer your question on the Facebook Live. So Sheree Patterson, call me like you have been calling me, but call me after the class, and I will do whatever I can to help you out. Okay, good. Let's see who else. Let's see who else would like to come on the call. Let's see who else is around. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see how Margie is. We had Margie on the phone the other day, and we gave her some suggestions. And Melody, we're going to come around back to you in just a minute or two. Well. So, Margie, what's up?
Everything's going just like you always said it would.
Yeah? Tell me.
I've been, look, I'm talking to my dogs are coming out. I've been doing what you said about making Ricky say words, and he's doing it, and it's working.
Okay, good. So give me an example of what you've done that's working.
When he wants something to drink, I'll ask him what he wants. Do you want tea? Do you want coffee? And he'll tell me coffee.
Wonderful. Now that's called the alternate choice. Now that's better than just saying, sometimes that's better than just saying, say coffee. because a man usually likes to make a choice. So that's a good way to stimulate single words is by saying, you tonight, do you want a hot dog or do you want a grilled cheese? You know what I mean?
And I do that a lot. I'll ask him what does he want until I give him two choices, and he'll tell me what he wants.
Great. And that way it's a lot more it's a lot nicer by just giving him a choice, and at the same time you're stimulating his language so the single words come out. Now, we need to speak again because I want to show you how to expand from single words to 2 and 3 words. Okay? So we don't want you to stay at the single word level too long, but stimulate single words for now. Just get into the habit of it. So if you're going to go out shopping, you want to go to Walmart with me? Yes or no? You want me to pick up some more Diet Coke? Yes or no? Or do you want root beer or do you want Diet Coke? In other words, always give him a choice about everything so that the two of you are constantly talking with each other.
Right. And I do that. I try to, I just lost my train of thought. I try to make him tell me what he wants when he wants it. And instead of this, to go take a bath, he now says shower.
Ah.
When he does this, still, because it's just his habit, and he says shower.
And there's nothing wrong with using a gesture and the word. Nothing wrong with that at all. In fact, for some people, they make a gesture, it helps bring up the word. So sometimes those gestures or those signs work real well. Okay? Now, don't forget, too, that when you're stimulating language, it doesn't always have to be around something he wants. It can be around lots of different things. Like, the two of you ever go out to eat? So you can say, you want to go to Mario's or do you want to go to Fonzie's or whatever it is? Just keep stimulating those single words.
Sunday, his football team won, and that's all he said all day was football.
So then you can say, do you want them to win or lose? Do you want, do you know what time they come on? Do they come on at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock? In other words, constantly ask him questions and give him those alternate choices. That'd be real good. All right? Terrific speaking with you. And we'll see you again don't forget, Friday's our last day of the monthly, and then we're gonna do something else. So stay tuned, okay? Stay tuned because we love helping people with their loved ones who have aphasia. We help them speak better.
Today is 10 years since his stroke.
10 years. So is he talking more now that you're learning how to do this?
Yes. A little bit, yes, but not a whole lot, but yes.
Okay, so don't forget that you want to be stimulating single words now just for a while, and then we're going to take them to 2 words and then 3 words and then more. But it's a very gradual process, okay? And it's exciting, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes,
okay, Margie. Well, we'll see you soon, okay?
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye. That was great. Terrific. There's nothing better. Hardly anything better. I wouldn't say there's nothing better, but there's hardly anything better than working with someone, especially a care partner or a caregiver, teaching them how to stimulate speech and language, okay? And doing it in the right way. And doing it in a way that's fun and easy and is not cumbersome. All right, so uh, it's great, and I'm glad that you all are sharing with me. Let's see who's next on the call. Okay, Melody, I can't work with you today because there's that little red X in the box. And when I get one of those red X's in the box, I'm not able to bring you on the call. I'm not sure the reason for it. So you're going to want to get your phone checked out. Make sure you're on either a tablet or a iPhone or the other kind of phone, and make sure that your camera is enabled, your microphone is enabled, because I'm not going to be able to visit with you because I get one of these X's, and I know in the last month that whenever I get one of those signs, I end up making people wait, and the call never goes through. So, Melody, I want to address it, and we're just going to have to make it another time. Let's see Liza again. Liza's another person who sometimes she's got another one of those X's by your name. I'm going to try it anyway. I'm going to try Melody. I'm going to try you one more time, and then Liza, I'm getting an X with you also, for some reason. So let's try this first. We're going to try Melody first, and if we get a no-go on that, then and I pretty much know by now. And here it says that you can't come on the call, so it's not allowing me to bring you on the call. So let's share with someone else right now. Okay, let's go with Dorothy Marie Bryan. She's been a real hoot, and gosh, she's also been very involved in aphasia, very, very involved in communicating with other people with aphasia and sharing with other people who have aphasia. And she's been so much fun on our calls that it really makes the calls a lot of fun. So we're going to wait and have her come on. And, you know, we've got some time this morning. There she is. Hey there.
And you well?
Say that again.
You well?
I am very well, thank you.
You sleep well?
Um,
I know. Yeah. I know.
I'm one of these people who, you know, I'll wake up at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning and I'll have an idea about something or something I want to say on a call or something like, and I've got to write it down or it disappears.
Hey, I too.
Oh, are you like that too?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I write a book.
What are you reading?
No, I'm writing.
Oh, you're writing a book.
Yeah, and stroke, very, very okay. I write a book. Let's see. Father's journey.
Oh.
Okay. Camp. Prison camp. Okay, watch. Okay. Prison camp.
Oh.
Okay.
3 years.
Years in World
War II.
Yes. I write and publish manuscripts.
Wow.
Okay. And now stroke
slowed you down.
slows them down.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Well,
it looks like you have somebody helping you out. Great.
Yeah. Chuck, son, son, and and okay, wait a minute, please. Um, Other, okay. Married, married,
Married.
yes, marriage. Um,
Okay, now hold on. Now, I want to make sure that I follow you. Okay?
okay,
Now, there's something in speech therapy or even with people, it's called recreating a conversation. And
okay,
recreating a conversation is if somebody's kind of telling you something, sometimes the hesitations, you can lose track of what they're saying.
oh no,
Okay? Now, wait, just wait.
yeah,
So, what I get so far from what you're saying is that you write manuscripts.
okay,
And what I get so far also is that the stroke has slowed you down. Is that right?
yes, yes,
Okay. Now, there's also you're writing about, is it about your father in World War II?
yes,
Okay. And are you saying that was he in prison?
yes,
So was he a prisoner of war?
yes,
Okay. Now I know. Okay. So that's called recreating the conversation for those of you who are on the call. It's when a person is telling you things and you don't want to get lost in the conversation because sometimes I get people that are texting me at the same time I'm trying to talk to you, and I want to
okay,
make sure that I follow what you're saying. So I just
okay,
recreated the conversation, and now I know
okay,
where you are.
all right,
Okay, so that's called recreating the conversation, and it's very, very helpful with people who have aphasia who are speaking like you are. Now, here's the thing that I'm going to suggest to you, okay, about how to improve your speaking. All right?
okay,
Now, I'm going to ask the first question I'm going to ask you is, you could speak pretty good, but you could also speak a heck of a lot better. You're speaking good, but you can speak still a lot better. Now, my question is, how much of the time during a typical day are you talking with other people? How
well,
much time are you talking?
some because, um, um, okay, work, hard, Chuck,
That's your
son,
son. Yes.
yeah, and, Uber,
Uh-huh.
um,
You take Uber.
no, let's see. Okay,
Okay, so here's the thing. I want you to get right to the point. Get right to
okay,
the question.
okay,
How much time do you spend talking? 1 minute, 5 minutes, an hour? How much time do you actually converse every day?
not much because,
Okay, now, nope, I don't want to know because. All I
okay,
know is that you're saying not much. Okay?
okay,
Now, a person with your type of speaking difficulty can improve considerably if you have someone to talk to.
okay,
You need
yes,
lots of conversational practice. You need lots of it. And the best is one-on-one with you. Okay?
okay.
Because you got a lot to say.
I love you so much, really.
Okay, so your assignment, okay, is to find somebody to talk to and to talk every day. And I want you talking at least an hour every day. An hour. You got that?
Oh my God.
I want you to find somebody to talk to for an hour. For an
Okay,
hour.
okay, okay,
Now, you got to hold up your fingers.
okay.
I promise to do my best.
Okay.
Say, I promise.
Promise.
Do my best.
Best.
1 hour.
1 hour.
Every day. Every
day. Praxis.
talking.
Talking.
Okay?
Yes.
All right. And
All
we'll see you tomorrow or Friday, okay?
All right.
All righty. Bye-bye now.
I love you.
Love you. Whew, man, that was good. That was good stuff. Good stuff. All right, I'm going to try Melody one more time, and nobody can say that I didn't do my best to get Melody on the call. And now Melody is not showing up. She's showing up as one of my viewers, but she's not showing up for me to add. She's got to hit the request again. And Lisa is there, and she's got the, I'm going to try Lisa one more time, okay? And she's got a little, one of those little boxes with the X's in it, and here, Melody's coming back now and making a request. Man, you got to move quick, Melody. You got to move quick on the call, and we'd be more than happy to talk to you, but these little squares with the X's in them are not, we're not getting through, and that's kind of frustrating for everybody. And Sherry, don't forget that you're going to call me right after. Oh, there you are.
I think it was just being in horizontal position.
Oh. Great to see you.
Well, good to see you. I don't have Margie with me today, so I just wanted to make sure I was able to talk to you and say hello.
Well, isn't that terrific? I've been following. I've been following you in the Aphasia circles for, gosh, I don't know how long, but it's been a long time.
Yeah.
So tell us what you're up to.
Well, I am working with my mother, who had a stroke several years ago, and she has been watching you and is responding a little bit to one word prompts. She can follow me. There's certain sounds that she seems to have difficulty with, like making an S sound. Yeah, so when you're not quite at the whole word prompting, how do you prompt just specific sounds? If there's like some sounds are hard, some words are hard.
Okay, I'll answer that. Okay. Number one is mirroring. So when you work with her, you're 3 feet right in front of her nose. Right?
Yes, I'll do that. And she's looking, but it's like she can't quite figure out what I'm doing.
Okay. So here's the thing. When you say a word that has an S in it, does it come out? Does the word come out? Can you think of a word right now that she says that has an S in it and it doesn't come out well? Okay, so here's okay.
When it starts with an S, and even if I'm just doing an essay,
okay,
ask her to hiss like a snake.
Okay, so there's 2 or 3 things you need to know. Okay, so you want to remember these 3 things. So you want to write them down, or you want to replay the video after it's done.
I will do something.
Okay, so number 1, can she say the sound by itself? Can she do that?
No.
She can't.
No.
Okay. So the S happens to be one of the most difficult sounds in speech to produce. It takes the finest coordination there is. Okay, now if you said a word that had S in it, could you pretty much get the word even though the S didn't sound so good?
Well, in short words, it can be hard because it's not. She can get the rest of it
Okay.
usually.
Okay. So here's the thing. If she's only at the single word level, I wouldn't worry about the articulation right now. Okay?
Okay.
Just get the language. Get the language.
All right.
Get the language. Get the language. Okay? The language.
Okay.
All right? Because a lot of times people spend so much time on articulation and all that other kind of stuff, and the language just sits there and does nothing. Okay? So
Okay.
you want to get those single words. You want to stimulate those single words. You want to do at least 100 single words a day.
Whew. Okay.
Okay? So you're going to say, and she lives with you?
No, she lives in a nursing home, so I am at a rehab facility where she is receiving speech therapy.
Okay, doesn't
But
matter. Okay, so
okay,
how often do you see her?
not as often as I would like to, but
Okay,
now that I'm doing this, I can go see her every couple of days, probably.
great. Okay, now, when you go see her, I want you to bring her at least 5 or 6 things.
Okay.
Bring her 5 or 6 things or more. And say, Mom, I brought you some stuff. Okay? I've been thinking about you, and I brought some presents just for you. You know, I love presents, don't you?
Absolutely.
All right. So, Mom, I've got these presents for you, and have this special bag that you bring every time. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And it could have a toothbrush. It could have some toothpaste. It could have some talc. It could have a little perfume. It could have a comb. It could have just little diddly stuff. It
Sure.
could have some macaroons. It could have some whatever it is. And you say, okay, and I'm going to give you these things because I love you, Mom, and I got these things for you. And when I give them to you, we're going to say them. Okay? I'm going to say it first, and then you're going to say it. Okay? So you reach down into the bag, or no, you have her reach down into the bag. Don't let her see what's inside. Have her, just like a kid does, just like we do it with kids, and it's exciting and it's fun. Have her reach down in the bag, take something out of the bag, and then you hold her hand with this thing that she's got in her hand, whatever she's chosen, and you look at her and you say, Mom, let's say this together. Let's say this word together, okay? And get in nice and close, 3 feet away, and just say it slowly and clearly. Will you do that?
Okay.
Okay. So maybe we'll start you off with 10 words of visit, and then you'll want to go to 20 words of visit. I don't know what you're going to do then. But whatever it is, make it fun. Don't make it boring.
Got it.
Make it exciting. Right. Okay. And just maybe you could bring some pictures of Mom and you and the family, and say, "Hey, I brought some pictures today. Let's talk about these."
Great.
And then
Great idea.
And then you say oh, Mom, let's look at who. Oh, here's Annabelle. Can you say Annabelle? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Will you do that?
I will. Fantastic. Thank you, Mark.
Scott's honor?
Scott's honor. I can do it with one half of my hand.
Okay, good. So come back tomorrow, Friday. We want a progress report, okay?
Will do.
Okay, Melanie. Bye-bye now. Wow. Okay. So what we found out was that the little X that we thought, it worked. And she said she had to hold her phone horizontally. Wasn't that great? Speech therapy can really be fun. It doesn't have to be about doing worksheets. It doesn't have to be doing flashcards. In fact, a lot of people don't like doing that stuff. They like exciting stuff. So make it exciting. Severe Broca's aphasia and apraxia is a problem. Well, yeah. So almost always, and here's something. Yeah, I just want to share with you before the next call. If you find a good speech pathologist, he or she can find something that will help when it comes to communication. Now, it may be speaking, it may be something else. Maybe the person is unable to speak. But you want to find the best person you can that you can find. Find the best, okay? Find the best. Because a lot of times people waste time with people who may not be so experienced with aphasia. But find somebody who you have confidence in, and almost always, whether they have a Broca's aphasia, whether they have an apraxia, whether they have a global aphasia, almost always there is something that can be done to improve speaking. And I've already spoken, I think yesterday or the day before, about perseveration. I think I told you that there was a person that I worked with that all he could say was subway, 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 subway. And there's nothing you can do to stop that. But what you can do is start stimulating some words that he can say, that he or she can say. And what happens is that if he's stimulable, if he's able to imitate a single word, and you start helping him say single words and more words, if you can do that, then the perseverated words, the repetitions on those perseverated words are going to go away. And they're going to be replaced by words that are clear and usable. So don't forget, here's the suggestion. Don't worry about people with aphasia who are repeating a single word or a phrase over and over again. Like, I have one person I'm working with, and he used to say, "Why can't we be friends?" And that's all he could say. Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? But you know something? Since we've been working together, he's now saying phrases, telling me about going to his boat. He's telling me about his son who's recording a record. He's telling me about his daughter who just moved out and got an apartment. He's telling me about his wife who helps him out. And you know something? Very rarely do I ever hear that perseveration again. It goes away as they start learning to use new words. Because that, quite often, is the only words that they know how to say, and they're saying it all the time. Okay, so I am talking slowly but surely. Good. And I have post-stroke 28 years. Wow, it's 28 years. Doesn't matter. People say, well, I thought that after 6 months that if they don't get better after 6 months, that they won't get better at all. No, that's not true. The real rule is that if they're stimulable and if they're motivated, they can improve their speaking. And if you find someone who can get through to them and teach them and help them communicate in any specific way, okay, chances are they can learn. So never give up on anybody. Never give up on anybody. And that's why in the aphasia literature it says that. Never give up, never give up, never give up. Let's see who else is on the call. Okay, so let's see who else is here. Let's try Liza again. Liza, I want to bring you on the call. And we have about 5 or 8 minutes left. And let's see if she'll come on now. Make sure your camera's in horizontal. Make sure it's a tablet or a smartphone. And make sure that you've gone to the Facebook app and you've allowed Facebook to access your camera and your microphone. Unless you do that, and unless you have the right internet speed, you won't be able to come on the call. But I'm I'm confident that maybe we'll do this time because everybody has a reason. Oh, nope, can't do it. So let's try somebody else real quick. Let's see. How about if we bring Sheila Milner? I'm going to try you, Sheila, because Milner is a name that's very common to me. I've been communicating with the Milner family. There's a Milner family across the pond that I've been communicating with for the last couple of years. And then I want to bring real fast two people onto the call so that they can share with you and show you the results of what speech therapy can do. We can't bring her onto the call, unfortunately. Okay, so we're going to try two more people. And so I want to bring on, let's see, viewers. And I only want to talk with those people who would like to be on the call. You know, I don't want to put any of you on the spot or embarrass you or anything like that. So if you want to be on the call, you better hurry. Now, here's my friend Joe Bourne. Joe Bourne, we started working, he could hardly say boo or bah. And we started working together for a year. And Joe was one of those guys. He had he had somebody who would bring him to therapy from like over an hour away, and we taught the person who brought him how to stimulate speech and language, and he did a beautiful job. Hey, Joe, what do you got to share with people today? Joe's always got something great to say to people who have aphasia. What is it?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. You are the best.
Is this a paid political announcement?
Yes. I knew you would the best when I saw you as governor. The U.S. government
The U.S. government.
at you page of work.
And you?
Page the you know that Shinto who got shot in?
Yes. Yes, the senator. Gabby Giffords.
Yeah. I was there at same time she was.
Yes, you were there at the same time she was.
I go first.
You went first.
Yeah. I talked to her in the hall.
You talked to her in the hall.
Yeah. Are you Jonathan King me a mellow like you are giving